So hope everybody had a good Christmas, good New Year, good Three Kings that we did yesterday. Everybody likes to hear about a good Christmas story, right? Or the Christmas miracle, stuff like that. Well, I heard a good story. Pretty damn good story. Goes back 28 years ago where it starts. Two young kids, as we say, in their 20s. Everybody dating, having a good time in the old neighborhood, having fun, what have you. And, like everything else, everyone's still old buddies, and everybody goes their kind of way in a fun, who's dating somebody else, what have you. Anyway, beautiful young girl finds out that she's going to have a baby, and she's a great girl across the board. And this guy hears about it, and of course says to her, "Hey, is that that can be my child, whatever?" And she says, "Oh, I wish it was, but absolutely not. It's impossible. Medically impossible, the whole 9 yards." He breaks her chops for almost 2 years. I'm making the story short as I can. Saying, "You sure? You got same color eyes, is mine, etc." And she said, "I wish it was, but it's not. It was somebody else." Great girl. She goes out with her family. Got a great job. Strong woman. The old neighborhood. She raises a beautiful young boy. So a couple years go by. Now this person, for a couple years, told this guy, "Listen, you sure I do the right thing?" And the young lady was like, "I wish, but it's medically impossible." Okay. Everybody goes their own way. He goes his life, does what he has to do. Still in the same town. He goes on to ride his motorcycle in a club, all that kind of crazy stuff, I guess. And she goes on, does his day, becomes a school teacher, what have you. Meets a great guy, stand-up guy. Gets engaged. The little kid's about 4 years old. He adopts the child, takes it as his own, which is awesome. The child has his name. They get married. They have 3 other beautiful children. Life goes on through the little town. Meanwhile, the other guy runs his crazy fun life, so to speak. He even gets married, 3 beautiful stepkids, what have you. Moves on, does his thing, good job, blah, blah, blah. Comes a time, up to so many years later, he retires, he moves about 1,000 miles away. Still keeps touch with his family back there, obviously, back where he's from. He's remarried again to a wonderful young lady who he meets and what have you. And everyone's happy lives. Everyone's going on, doing a good time, doing their thing. Everyone's good to go. So, in comes, oh boy, it's people see all the Ancestry.com stuff on TV. The guy goes ahead and does it for him and his brothers just to check the migration of his family. Because they know where it's from, but they go to verify it. So a couple years ago, the guy gets it, sees that they're right, checks it, shares it with his brothers, never goes on again, whatever. Fast forward up to this Christmas time. A month before that, the young kid's father and his dad and his mom, whatever, not whatever, but you know what I mean. His father gets the Ancestry.com kits for his wife because her mom was adopted and passed away when she was little, when they were all in the neighborhood. So she was curious where she was from. And of course, the young man, part of it didn't say, not to get too deep in it, apparently who was the daughter was the father or whatever, may have you, just never said a damn word, whatever. So anyway, fast forward. Christmas time this year, they get the results. She finds out where her mother's from. Oh, very good. Young kid finds out, looks at, where his family's from, or according, and doesn't realize because he didn't know who the guy did anyway, who the guy was from. So tells his mother, nothing clicks. 5 days later, 2 days after Christmas, kid gets an email from Ancestry.com saying, "Here's your DNA code, and here's your match with the people that are in the system around the world." Bing, bing, bing. Second cousins, this, that, and the other thing. Nothing makes any sense. Shows his mother's name, obviously, because she's in the system now. And then she says, "Okay." And he goes, "Well, according to this email address is my father." Looks at it. She almost collapses. Her husband has to catch her. She almost faints for the Mac because the email address is part of someone's nickname that nobody else has back in the neighborhood. So obviously she reaches out to the person with the old Facebook thing and just asks a simple question, hey, do you have an Ancestry.com account? And the man says, hey. He says, yeah, I did a couple of years ago, but he said, I never went back on again. Bingo. Pops up, please call me before the guy can call. Facebook phone goes. Young lady's on the other side, crying, apologizing, making no sense whatsoever. Now, this guy who she called up is retired, but he had a head injury, so he doesn't remember a lot of stuff in the past, unfortunately, but it comes back to him at times. Going back and forth of crying and what have you, and she's feeling terrible because, again, like I said, this guy back in the day, just kept saying, listen, if it's my kid, I know it, I have a sense, I could see it. Now, this guy also has a sense, gift he got from his grandmother and his mother. He can see things, right? Image, gets to see stuff. So for 6 months, he had an image of a guy coming to his front door, knock on his door and saying, hey, says, are you so-and-so? You're my father. Driving his friends crazy, driving his wife, his mother, saying, I keep getting these damn visions, blah, blah, blah. What have you. Going back to the story again. So the mother gets touched, like I say, she's talking to the guy. He don't panic. He took him a while to figure what the hell is going on, because mentioning names he doesn't remember, doesn't know, because it's a long time ago, plus his injury. Everybody calms her down, and says, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. They said it could possibly be yours, but young man, is your son. And so he's happy as hell. His it's like a missing piece of his life. He has beautiful stepchildren that are in his life. He loves them all, obviously, and his life is going great. But the only one thing missing is that he never had a kid of his own. So he gets all excited and calms it down and says, don't worry, it's the greatest gift. Meanwhile, when she mentions the email, when she almost collapses, son says, Ma, what's the matter? She's apologizing. She's going, oh my God, what have I done to you? What have I done to you? I ruined your life. And he's like, Ma, what do you mean? Is this guy some kind of freaking idiot or something? She goes, no, the opposite. He's a great guy. He back then when you were born, he kept bothering us, saying he thinks he's the father or whatnot. So the kid's like, whoa, he's obviously blown away. So, and the kid actually says, well, what's the name? Mother tells him the name. He says, whoa, the big bearded biker guy, blah, blah, blah. Mom says, you know who he is? He says, Ma, I've been in a room with the guy a bunch of times. She almost collapses again. He says, what do you mean? Ends up being where the kid grew up with his best friend was next door to where this guy lived. And when the kid used to play around, he was right there. In the same block, same neighborhood. Kid grew up in the same neighborhood. Kind of crazy, right? So anyway, fast forward. They talk a couple of days, the family try to figure out, and the father of the child, his father who raised him, this new father, you want to call it, is they wait a couple of days, they converse back and forth, and then they have the biggest talk. And it was like, they were just locked together totally. So the point is here, it's a good story, it's a beautiful story, it's somebody's story. And but the hero in this thing is his dad that raised him from when he was 4 years old. Because this man's a saint. This guy went ahead and just wanted his wife and his son to be happy. He has several other kids as well, one big happy family. And he's the one who went ahead and did the Ancestry.com thing for them to make them happy for Christmas. So who knows, right? Next thing you know. So at the end of the day, it was the greatest Christmas of all for these people. And all my friends, everyone that's looking at this, I'm narrating this, so obviously it's about me. I am the happiest man in the world right now. And so his name is Matthew, which if anyone doesn't understand what the name Matthew means, it means God's gift. And it sure is. His mom Liz is great. Tom, the stand-up guy. I wait till the end to tell you. So all my friends, family, and everyone of my brothers around the world and everybody, this is my Christmas miracle, and this is my Christmas story. But just think, Ancestry.com, right? People don't do it. And on that note, like there's guys out there and people out there that deadbeats and don't claim stuff and run around. You guys don't know the deal. Them son of a guns. They should be stand-up people and go ahead and do this damn test. Because, there's people out there depressed, committing suicide, don't know who their parents are, don't know who the mother, the father, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Simple $100. What if some person the whole life, till they're 50 years old, midlife, whatever, things been missing is knowing who their real parents were or something happy, or they grew up in a foster home where they were treated like crap, you know what I mean? Beat, who the hell knows? You hear all the stories. So technology, we complain about it. The Facebook stuff keeps us all connected. It gets a little crazy, I get it. This kind of stuff, YouTube stuff, it's kind of nuts. But something like Ancestry.com and a story like this, I mean, going back to the story also quickly, people want to wonder, well, how do they know medically that he wasn't the dad? Well, doctors are clowns. We all know how that works. And woman's body, I can't understand it. I can't explain how it all works, but when a person was together and in the time between, woman has a cycle thing as appears to be. So that's why I thought I wasn't the father. But just a miracle. I can go on. The story's got so much to it, man. It's just crazy. I just want to tell everybody because everyone's been wondering what the hell I'm in such a good mood for, and to see me being happy. So I did. All my brothers and everyone has been sending me messages, and they see I'm happy, thinking I won the Powerball. Nah, better than that. Betting Powerball wouldn't be a bad deal now, but nah, I had the greatest gift God could ever give. And I've been happy. I have a beautiful wife. My mom lives with me. It's great. I got a family. Everyone back home, the old neighborhood. I have nothing to complain about. My brothers in my club around the world, they treat me just great. But again, something like Ancestry.com, all you deadbeats out there, do this stuff. You know what I mean? You got people walking around the world, don't know where they come from, don't know nothing. Taking pills they shouldn't take because they don't know how to cope with life. Stand up, do the right thing. Could end up like a beautiful story like mine. But thank you for listening to me. And now this is going to go out there, my phone's going to blow up, and everyone's going to start going crazy. What the hell? Yes, a lot more to the story. It's an awesome story. It probably should be one of them Hallmark movies. I just gave it an extremely short version of how the connections of seeing things, and man, you know me on my gypsy ways. So God bless everybody. God bless you, Matthew. God bless Liz, Tom, everybody involved. And peace, man. Get them tests on, you deadbeat son of bitches out there. Adios.